Zion, look.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Living the Yancey Life. Seaborn and I are on a little date night. We thought we'd take the time for this week's episode to tell the story of how we met. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and just shift right over here just to save my arms some muscles. Okay, 11 years ago. Where's the camera? 11 years ago, we met, and he'll tell his version after me. I'll tell mine really quickly, okay? Seaborn played basketball with my brother in college. And I was out dancing one night, hitting out the dance floor, and I saw him from across the room. And I approached him. And I said, "Please don't tell my brother that you saw me here." And that was that. I really didn't want my brother to know that I was dancing at the club.
Not true. But so not how it went.
I'm going to be so interested to hear what he has to say. And we chit-chatted on the old Facebook. And then I think we went on our first date. We went to a movie. Things are a little foggy in my memory, I'd have to say. Went on a first date to a movie. It was good. It was a good date. It was decent. And and then
Do you remember what movie we saw?
yeah, that one with Sandra Bullock.
What was it called?
It's some long. It's one
Premonition.
I was like, it's one long name. And then we were talking. Didn't go on a second date. Then kind of faded out and stopped talking. I don't really remember anymore. All I know is we were hanging out, and then he came over with his friend to me and my cousin's apartment one night, and we were playing like card games, and I got bored, and I left them all, and I went in my room and watched a movie by myself. I think I was kind of mean back then. And I think that was the end of Megan and Seaborn for a while. But then he was like, "Yo, what's up with this chick? She doesn't want to be with me." He wasn't used to that. Nope. So he pursued me a little bit. We started dating, hanging out a little bit more. And then about like 1 or 2 months into dating, I said, "Well, I want to marry you, and I don't really want to waste time. So I think you should propose by December, or we should just call this quits because I gotta go find my husband." and he proposed in October. So 4 months into our dating, we were engaged, and then 8 months later, we were married. So from the day we started dating to the day we got married was 1 year. And now 10 years later, and I just love this man. He's so sweet. And we have 6 kids, and life is just beautiful. And we'll go more into that, but let me first swing it over to you. Tell me your version of the story.
Well, I think it's a little sad that you missed a lot of details.
I missed a lot of details. I was trying to be quick and snappy with it, because I like the way you tell the story better, even though some of it's inaccurate.
Well, first off, the first time I saw her, it was my junior year at Concordia, and our team was walking out of the game to the bus. And as I was walking out, I was with a teammate of mine. His name was Jason Burr, and a ringtone went off, and it was a Chris Brown ringtone. I think it was Run It. It was the song, and I thought that was my ringtone, so I thought it was my phone, and I looked, and it wasn't my phone. And then I turned around, and there was Megan walking with her dad, and it was her phone going off. And I kind of looked at her and I'm like, whoa, who was that? And my teammate said, nope, I'm not going to tell you who that is. And I was just like, why? And he's just like, I know you. You're going to try to go talk to her and you can't. And I was just kind of like that. The whole ride back to school, I'm just trying to pull it out of him. And finally he said it was Kyle's sister. And that was our junior year. And I just left it at that. Fast forward to senior year is when...
Oh, I missed a ton of stuff, like the wedding.
Yeah, you did.
I missed a ton of stuff. I was just hitting some of the spots.
So senior year at Concordia, I was hanging out at the club, good old college days, with some of my teammates, and I was standing over in the corner, and Megan came up to me. First of all, she looked my way a few times before she came over, and I'm just kind of like, well, is she gonna come talk to me? She keeps looking at me.
Not happened.
So she came over and she's talking to me. Hey, how's it going? You know, what are you doing? She asked me to dance a couple times. I didn't want to dance.
That did not happen.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
No chance that happened.
That definitely happened. And then so she went back to her friends, and then she came back again and started chatting with me for a little bit. Then she went back to her friends, and then she came back a third time. And we started chatting again.
Are you mistaking me for someone else?
No.
That did not happen.
This definitely happened.
When we get to heaven one day, I'm gonna ask God about that one.
It was the third time she came back when she said, can you please not tell my brother that you saw me here? And I was like, sure, no problem. After that, I believe the next day, either I friended her on Facebook or she friended me. I don't remember.
He friended me. He requested me.
And then we just started talking on Facebook, like she said. We went on our first date. We did go see Premonition.
Mm-hmm.
She was blasting the Pina Colada song in the car ride to our first date.
If you like pina coladas.
And I was kind of like, this girl's kind of crazy. But I kind of like it.
Yeah.
After that movie, we went back and hung out at my apartment, where we just talked about life and talked about what we wanted out of life, and
we got deep.
Huh?
We got deep in our conversation.
Yeah, we
talked
did.
about like our
We
dreams
did.
and our goals.
We
and
talked about the kind of people we wanted to be.
Yeah, and did we talk about like kids and like?
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about everything that night.
And it was after that conversation that I was kind of like, wow, I really like her. I want to, see where this can go. But then after that date, it was like she did a complete 180 on me, and
I don't know what happened.
she showed no interest. I tried to pursue her, like she said that one time. We hung out at her apartment with her and her cousin and my friend, and she literally got up as we were all hanging out, went in her room, and we're all kind of like, where's Megan? And her cousin was kind of like, she's in her room. I don't think she's interested. And I was like, wow, I've never had this happen before.
I was mean. I don't know why I did all that. I was clueless and immature, and I was 20. I was 19 or 20.
Yeah.
It's no excuse, but I didn't know much at the time.
So after that, we didn't talk for a while, and then we saw each other again at her brother's wedding.
That was a great night.
Yeah.
I can't believe I missed that in our story. I'm sorry.
And at the wedding, we hung out the whole time, talked, danced together.
Danced the night away.
And I think after that wedding, I was like, okay, I realized that it was more than just, hey, I want to win this girl because for my ego. It was more of, okay, I really like her, so I'm going to do what I have to do to get her. But she started showing interest after the wedding as well.
So
and then things were just kind of like
bam,
like really quick after that.
They were.
But you're right. She did give me a timetable. She said, I think she said in May or early June. She was kind of just like, hey,
No, it would have been August because we started officially dating in June.
Yeah. Okay.
So they probably told you in
probably like July.
July, yeah.
But she did say, I want to get married. I know that you're the one, and I don't want to waste any time, so you have until December. And I proposed in August. And
in October.
In October, yes.
Yeah.
October 24th,
yeah.
2007.
Yes.
I proposed, and we went on a horse and carriage ride through downtown Minneapolis. And we went over.
But you like pampered me all day too.
Yeah.
You were like massaged and got my nails done.
Yeah.
Because it was like our anniversary. It was like our 4-month anniversary. So we were like celebrating for that.
And so the horse and carriage ride like took us through downtown, and then it took us on the Stone Arch Bridge. And I don't know if you've ever been to Minneapolis. We have this Stone Arch Bridge that overlooks the Mississippi, and it's beautiful.
It's like our spot now.
So it's the horse and carriage ride stopped there. We're overlooking the Mississippi. The sun was setting. It was a cold fall night. It was fall.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I proposed, and she said yes. And then after that, I had a surprise for her. We took the horse and carriage ride to a restaurant that no longer exists.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It shut down a long time ago.
Oh, that's a bummer.
But all of our friends and family were waiting for us to surprise her, and it was a really awesome evening. I'm really proud of how I planned that when I look back on it.
Did you plan that?
I had help from some people at work.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So that's the story. That's the most accurate story. Oh, and the other small piece to it is that we dated for a while, and we kept it a secret from her brother Kyle because it was a rule that you can't date a teammate's sister. And of course, I thought for sure Kyle would not approve because today's Seaborn was not a college Seaborn. And when we finally told Kyle, I remember we were in the locker room and I just said, and I think he knew because he saw us at the wedding and he was kind of like, hey, what's going on? But when I finally told him, he was kind of like, yeah, well, there's 2 guys on the team that I would let date my sister, and you were one of them. And I was like, what?
I was on the approved list?
Yeah, so it was awesome.
It was. Yep. We've got a beautiful story, babe. That was fun to reminisce with you.
Yeah.
And there was one other piece that I was going to share, but now it escaped my mind. I can't remember, but it was fantastic. And that was 11 years ago now, when it all began. And I'm so glad. I love you. That was so fun to talk about.
Yeah.
We'll share more. Oh! When you asked my dad. Remember that? That's what I was going to say. Do you want to add that?
First of all, when I asked you to be my girlfriend,
yes!
how did I do that?
He did the most, romantic thing to ask me to be his girlfriend. I probably put that up there, dude, you gotta do something big. He had his brother, serenade me. What song did he sing? Do you remember?
I don't remember what song.
His brother's a really good singer, and he serenaded me, and then it was probably some sort of song that was girlfriend or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he asked me, officially to be his girlfriend. It was so
It was really
cute.
corny, way over the top.
Super over the top and corny, but my style. I love corny over the top. So it was perfection for me. Looking back, he's like, oh my gosh, what did I do? But it was amazing. And then what did you ask my dad?
Oh, and then so after that, I called her dad. It was really
months later when you were gonna propose, right?
No, this was just to ask him to
No.
to date. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Look at this guy.
I didn't to propose. I would
Chivalry.
never call and ask for
you
a
were
proposal over the phone.
Okay, sorry.
So
Before
yeah.
he had his brother do that.
So yeah, I called her dad. It was late in the evening, and he was already in bed, and I think he was half asleep. And I used a bad choice of words. I said, sorry, I'm a little distracted. I need to get over in a lane here. I said to him, hi, Mr. Markshausen calling. This is Seaborn calling. I just want your permission to, what did I say? To take to go to the next level with your daughter.
And he'll always tell the story I don't really know what that means. And then I think he said yeah.
He said yes.
And then hung up and told my mom I don't know what I just agreed to. I don't know what that means to the next level. But it meant that I was officially his girlfriend.
Yeah, so that was a bad choice of words. Yeah.
And then you I think after church on Sunday when you asked if he could propose, and granted, he asked like my parents, and we'd only been dating 4 months, and they gave you a blessing.
Yeah,
because they said they knew that we were going to do it no matter what.
It was an intense 4 months. I spent every day with you.
Yeah.
For that 4 months, I started going to church with you guys for that four months.
Yeah, we did everything together.
Yeah.
Beautiful, just like we do now. So there you have it, guys. Let us know if you have questions about it. I'm sure we'll share something more about like our wedding and our first year of marriage, which was crazy. Honeymoon, baby! Yeah. So there you go. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in to the story of how Seaborn and I met. It's a whirlwind. Beautiful and wonderful. And we're thankful to God.
Yes.
I mean, really, he's the only reason we made it through all the... We were very fast with everything.
Yes, we were.
So...
You met my side of my dad's side of the family at the wedding.
On the wedding day.
So all my cousins and my aunts and uncles and my dad himself we met at the wedding.
On the wedding day. Like right before the wedding. Like literally, I think some people came down to meet me like right before I was about to come up and walk down the aisle. It was crazy. So, yeah, you guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this, and share this away, guys. Share our channel away. Let us know questions you have, things you want us to talk about, and subscribe. He doesn't like when I get all weird and goofy, but that's how you fell in love with me. Pina coladas, man.
Yep.
There you go.
That's true.
All right, guys. We love ya. Have a fantastic day. Tune in next week for Living the Yancey Life.